Now we are on Chapter 8, Strategies for Using Statistics. We are on the Doing Developmental Research, a Practical Guidebook. That's what we're using. So on page 123, there's a section called Step Back. What variables are you attempting to assess in your analysis? Does the output of your data file make sense to you? If, let's say, you are comparing how long infants look at a novel object versus a familiar object, and whether there is a significant difference between these two time periods, how many p-values would you expect? If you expect 3 p-values, what analyses are they for and why? If you're assessing whether there's a significant difference between two groups' numbers, you would expect 1 p-value. Step back. Question every number you see and try to comprehend the logic implied in your statistical output. Don't send your colleagues random batches of data outputs and Excel files that are not labeled. Rather, date all of your files, usually on the top right corner, and describe what each analysis means. A file labeled simply Output 246 can be very dangerous for a number of reasons. And here's a tip. If you happen to have computed statistics for practice or because you are simply curious, be sure to delete these files from the computer when you are done. Now we are on section 0 versus O on page 124. Be sure to label and code variables carefully in your files so that there is no ambiguity in understanding them. Be consistent with the terms that you select. Remember that someone may seek to examine the data file that you developed some 20 years from now. I once had a student distinguish infants in 2 conditions by placing a triangle or a circle next to each infant's name. Not only did the failure to formally define the symbols mean that no one would know what they mean 10 years later, or forever in that matter, but moreover, triangles and circles look very similar, as opposed, let's say, to X's and O's. So in this example, there was just too much room for potential error. The lesson is to always write and mark clearly and consistently on your code. What statistic should I compute? This is a common question when you're conducting a research study. To answer this question, return to your proposal and look up, what is my question? There are great sources available for those seeking to learn about the bases as well as current trends in statistics. To be on the safe side, you may also consider working closely with and publishing with a professionally trained statistician. Statisticians often bring expertise to bear that research scientists do not. They keep up with the latest methods and trends in the field and can help a great deal in deciding what to do, let's say, about small sample sizes or missing data points. And this is especially a problem when working with infants and children. So do consider working with a statistician. Now we are on page 126 of Doing Developmental Research. On the bottom of this page, you will see a summary where it says summary, check off your achievements. And let's review these together. The first one is develop a suitable plan for storing your data. Next, reduce the possibility for error by making all of your records clear and straightforward. Next, always double check your data entry with fresh eyes. Know what statistics you will compute before you begin your study. Measure only what the question posed by your study requires. Try to keep up to date on developments in statistics. Whenever possible, collaborate with a good statistician. And last is label all of your files clearly and consistently.